Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoilercast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, it is Sunday, October 13th, and we are back with some more Agatha and Penguin going on, so here we go. Episodes 4 and 3. Let's go ahead and start off with Agatha all along. Episode 4. If I can't reach you, let my song teach you. So, trial number 2, trial by fire. Agatha and Coven are cursed by a backwards playing album. Will Alice be strong enough to be able to break the curse because she is the protection witch? So, Whelmings. Jeremy, what is your Whelming of this episode? Let me finish.
Sorry, I'm anxious.
He's just ready to get this over with.
I was underwhelmed with this episode.
Oh,
I just,
Alice.
yeah, I don't know. Like, it was just a sing along.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't know. And like even whenever she defeated the cursed spirit, whatever. Nothing special happened. He just landed on her shoulders and poof, there he went.
Yep.
Like
He lit on fire.
yeah, but she just all she was doing is singing. Like I don't know.
It's the power of music.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was just this one was just a fluff episode to me. Like we gotta just it's the next witch on the checklist here that we got to go through, and even bringing what's her face, the Green Witch, in there, I was like, ooh, I don't know. I just
Aubrey Plaza's character.
Yeah. So yeah, I just was underwhelmed with this episode.
Well, all right then.
Yeah,
Richard, what's your Whelming?
I think last week I kind of revealed I'm like ditto whatever Jeremy said. Yeah, like I watched those episodes back to back, and last week's episode was better than this one. This one was a nothing burger. It was so boring. Again, I think this show would have been great if it was a movie instead of like cut into these weird little episodes, because like nothing really. Yeah, they sing. Ooh, okay, cool. Like I don't care. I don't care.
yeah.
I don't care. And
I think the original version of the song was better.
Yeah,
the one that they sang on the second episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I think their harmonizing was better than this like groovy version. I found myself rewatching the episode today just to remind me what happened. I found myself more interested in what mics they were using. That tells you how much I cared. I was like, oh, hey, there's a SM57, SM58 kind of thing. Oh, what's this one? Anyway, so I'm just underwhelmed for this one. Nothing really jumped out at me.
Well, all right then. I was whelmed. So because
tick up there a little bit.
from the underly whelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like I'll go to meh. I'll try to go to meh before underly whelmed, but like I agree with y'all. There's a whole lot of nothing really in this episode. However, it does bring up more questions for me anyways, and I feel like we're starting to kind of get some like prominent information that we may need for the rest of the season. So,
do you mean that he's not her son?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Okay.
If she's telling the truth. So, do y'all think that? So, all right. So Rio Vidal, it comes in. They conjure her up. By the way, first off, where the hell did they get those shovels to bury Sharon at?
They weren't shovels. They were sticks.
Were they just sticks?
Yeah, because I was wondering if they were shovels, and I looked at them clearly, and it was sticks. And then I was like, man, to dig a hole big enough to bury someone in with just a stick is like hard ass work.
No, fuck that. Leave the body there.
Yeah.
What are you doing? No. Nobody's gonna find that body. Okay, so that solves that. That's easy. Sticks are all around. Okay, that's not a problem.
Right.
What about the candles for the conjuring up of the Green Witch? Where did the candles come from?
Did they have candles? I didn't pay attention to the
Yes.
candles.
There were like 4 or 5, like right there
Yeah.
on like the edge.
I don't know. It's witchy candles. They're they grow on the trees there.
Because witches.
Yeah, because witches.
Because witches. That's funny.
Because magic.
Right.
Yeah.
So they conjured up Rio Vidal, and she's going to be the replacement of Sharon, the not so green witch. And
So I'd rather have Sharon.
Sharon, what I had a question. Now I can't remember what it was.
So while you're thinking about that, one issue I did have on that was just how dark. I get it. We're in this road or whatever, the witch's road. But it's like one of those, like I had to turn off all the lights just so I could see what the heck is happening in this episode.
Yes.
It's like this just, I don't know.
I have that issue
like-
with Penguin. As like, that was one of my issues with Penguin. Is
Yeah.
sometimes it's too fucking dark and I can't see what the shit's going on unless I turn off all the lights.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, sorry.
No, yeah, I mean that's really about all I was saying. Because like this first part of it, I was like, I can't see what's happening, so I had to like turn off lights. I hate when they do that.
I'm getting old, damn it. I can't see.
Yeah. So what are y'all thinking about Aubrey Plaza's character, or Aubrey Plaza's rendition of Rio Vidal?
Looks good. I mean,
She
I don't
looked a
know.
mess. She came out of the dirt.
Well, yeah, but no, I mean, I thought she was playing it well. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was like she's there. I guess I didn't really, obviously didn't really care too much about her popping up there. So
Yeah. I think she's interesting. I like Aubrey Plaza. She's weird in this episode.
Mhm.
I like the part where they're like, oh, so you're a green witch, and she's all like, I'm the green witch in like a demonic voice, which
Yeah.
I've already seen the leak for her on the Toy League. I'm not going to spoil that yet for Jeremy,
Right.
but like that makes no fucking sense, that line, especially knowing that. Like, but
Mephisto.
I don't know, Jeremy. You'll have to wait and see. Also, last week I had mentioned, we were talking about like how the fuck Sharon died, and it was, I apologize, it was in this episode at the start of it where they reveal that like, oh, she drank 2 poisons, so she needed 2 antidotes, which I last
Yeah.
week mentioned that's not how poison works, which again, I still stand by that, but
No, right.
I thought that shit was dumb. But yeah, Aubrey, I'm fine with it. I like her fine in this. She's weird. I guess she's fine when they're in like the 70s groovy house. Like, but like when she's on the road, she's just bizarre to me for some reason.
See, I liked her on the road. I
Okay.
thought she was having fun with the character and playing and stuff like that. So just some of the things she said just tickled me. So
I got you.
I enjoyed that part of it. But yeah, she drops the bomb there at the end of the episode telling Agatha that Teen is not her son.
Yeah.
And so do y'all think that she's telling the truth?
I really don't know on that. I mean, obviously that you just don't know for sure with all those things, but part of me thinks that maybe she is by like I don't know, because she could be. Yeah, there's a lot of different variables
You're
in there.
talking yourself in and out of this.
Yes, I really am. Like I'm just going back and forth. So obviously, I have no idea, but I think I'm gonna hope that she's lying because I'm just gonna go that way.
So you hope that Teen is Nicholas Scratch?
Yes, because just I don't know. I in just the small moments that Agatha has, kind of feeling a little bit of remorse or whatever with him, like it just kind of makes me like hope that maybe she. I mean, obviously, it does seem like she has some regret in doing that and what she did, and hoping that maybe she can redeem herself a little bit.
I specifically wrote that the Teen is not Nicholas Scratch. Like, to me, this confirms it.
No, that's same for me. Same. Like I think with the episode count, and I think like with it being supposed to be a mystery of who he is and stuff like that, I and then considering everything else that I've seen or heard or read or whatever off the show, I'm like, no. I like that they kind of toyed with it a little bit, and I still think that they could do an amalgam, but.
And then it's a little unfair because both y'all already know who the heck he's going to be anyway. Why the heck you asked me this question? That's just cheating.
We just want to see what's going on.
We just want to see where your mind's at.
Kind of like
Jeremy.
setting me up for failure there.
No, you can still hope.
Yeah. Well.
You sound devoid of hope at this point.
Right?
I will say this, the teen, when they're in their, like, you know how like they get different looks every time they go to one of their tests, the teen dressed in the 70s look, I was like, you know what? He looks better with the long hair when it covers up those ears. He looks fine. That's a specific note I wrote down, was like, you know what? He doesn't look weird now. It must be the ears that do it for me.
He didn't look weird or off-putting or anything like that in the first trial for me.
Yeah, he did.
He was all, I mean, he still has those like, Will Smith ears, but like
he's kind of goofy looking. I will say he's gotten a lot better in these past 2 episodes compared to that first 2.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, where they're not like making him almost like a caricature of like a gay person. So anyway, I think that's an improvement, but I don't know. The whole like mystery of who he is just so. I'm like, can we please get to it? Like what are we doing here?
Since we're talking about Rio as well, she was the only one that was not affected by the curse. Do y'all think that that's significant?
Well, I guess team doesn't count on getting. Because he wasn't affected.
He was thrown through glass and like almost mortally wounded. Like,
yeah, he got yeeted across the room.
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
He didn't get burned like Patty LuPone's character and Jennifer Kale. I can't remember their characters' names for the life of me.
Yeah, all the other witches got burned except for Rio.
Yeah,
and then Teen got thrown through the window. Rio was not fazed by this at all. She was sitting on the couch and reading a newspaper, and she was like, "Oh, we're cursed" or something like she had no anything. She was not worried about this at all. She was just having fun playing on the drums too.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I guess maybe it forgot about her. They thought the Green Witch was dead. So.
Yeah. Which to answer your question, Michael, yes, I do think that is significant. I don't think it's yet to be revealed why, but I wrote down like it must like you can just if you go do the Witch's Road thing, which is apparently like filled with peril and it's dangerous and stuff like that, you can just summon a green witch if you lose one. Like that must fucking suck for the green like the Green Witch just mind her own fucking business, like whatever. I don't want to do the road. The road's dangerous. I may die on the road. All of a sudden, you're there, and you're like, what the fuck? I didn't want to be here.
Just because you were the one closest by.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole like path of least resistance thing that they were talking about. Yeah. We're just going to nab that one.
Yeah, magic is just like water and electricity, apparently.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like, you don't even know where the fuck the Witch's Road is. So it's not like you can just be like, hey, I'm not going to hang out around that area because I don't want to just randomly be sucked down or up from what Rio was saying, which I think is another play off of her character. So.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a whole lot of hints here, like who these people are, and I just have.
You complain every time about us spoiling things for you, and here we are holding back.
We're doing a social experiment, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I feel like I'm okay with holding back. It's just like the comments. I'm like, I probably should be picking something up from that comment, but it's obviously
she's actually Mr. Gravity. That's what she is. Up and down, like she just. She's Gravitron or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yes. I'll say this much. The character that she more than likely is, whether it's an amalgam or whatever the case is, like, you would not guess her.
Yeah. I know I wouldn't.
Well, that's not a surprise.
That is true. That is very true, Jeremy.
Yeah, you. No, because it kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
but some of the things that they're saying, and like, I kind of get that why that entity would be the Green Witch a little bit.
That's a huge hint, in my opinion.
Again, okay.
Who?
Yeah.
Actually, Jeremy, this is who she is.
Scroll.
She's actually a Skrull.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can't even fake go down that road. I can't do it.
Maybe that's why she's a green witch, because she, Skrulls are green. We never know.
Oh, Jeremy is not.
Yeah, he's not buying this.
No.
I was to say he's not amused by this at all. He's just like, oh, fuck you guys.
I will give you a huge hint, Jeremy. Huge hint. She's been a lover of some very notable people in the Marvel universe. That's all I'm saying.
Which, okay.
Two specifically.
Yeah.
Both have been in movies.
Yeah.
In the Marvel movies. Live action.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm not gonna out and out say the name. I'm just not gonna do it. We'll wait till the end of this, but anyway.
I'm gonna give you an even better hint, Jeremy. An even better hint. We have seen the bust of this character in another movie that is notoriously hated.
Quit picking on my girl.
That's funny.
But
the Marvel movie that's hated?
Oh yeah. It's pretty.
Don't get any more specific, Michael.
It's pretty hated.
Okay.
It's pretty hated. But the bust of this character was in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Along with 3 other ones. Yeah.
Along with 3 other okay.
No, 3 other what? 3 other entities.
Huh? Oh, okay. I got you.
What?
So, all right. Touched on Rio about how she wasn't affected by the curse. What do y'all think? I don't even want to ask this now. I have it wrote down, but I don't even want to ask it. What do y'all think Rio's job was? Rio talked about a scar that she had, which I want to touch on those 2. There's 2 scenes like right there as well I want to touch on. But Rio talked about a scar that she had. And it was because of someone she loved and cared about. She had to carry out a job, and it really hurt that person. And so that person is now her scar. What do you think her job was she had to carry out?
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, that is a tough question, because I kind of know who Ria Vidal is probably going to be, and I can't say it without like really spoiling like who she is, but I
could, and like I still wouldn't catch it.
Well, I feel like okay. I think she killed Nicholas Scratch. I'll say it like that.
Mm.
And she didn't want to do that, and she ended up doing it anyway. And that, I guess, broke Agatha's heart, because it seems like they're kind of like lovers. So anyway.
Well, didn't Agatha kind of give him away anyways?
Yes.
Maybe.
I think, yeah. No, I think Agatha gave it away or gave the son away, but I think, anyway, I can't really, like, I'm being super cryptic with my answer there, but that's the best way I can say that's the best way I can answer Michael's question without like just going like she's blank.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to double down on Richard and agree that she had something to do with the. I don't think that she killed her son, but I think she definitely had something to do with his death and possibly his soul.
Okay, sounds good. I'm like racking up, like, because the only one that, like, I don't know, movie that, I'll probably be trying to figure that out for a while. Because, I mean, like, what do we? But it's a Marvel movie that's hated.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
Yeah,
Pretty
I mean,
recent, like the
hated.
Eternals.
sure.
It's a good guess. Honestly, it's a good guess.
I like the Eternals, but
Yeah, I just thought that one was okay.
I mean, it was
kinda
not
remember
like the greatest thing, but I didn't think
I was gonna say, I don't think the Eternals is definitely not as hated as this movie.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely not. No, yeah.
This movie is probably the most hated
is-
Marvel movie.
Eternals is better than Captain Marvel. Just saying.
Hey now,
Ooh.
hey,
I'm just saying.
second
Shots
one is
fired.
way better.
Yes, the second one is way.
Second one was way better.
The Marvel.
Yeah, she finally got a
Yeah.
personality. That was great. She wasn't, Captain Emo.
Yeah.
Captain Nemo. The thing I find interesting is Patty LuPone's character mentions vampires. We actually get vampires mentioned in an MCU property. I think isn't this our first time we get vampires mentioned? I can't remember.
I'm pretty positive we got it in Werewolf by Night.
You're right, we did. Yeah, because one of them's like mounted on the wall. You're right.
Right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Patty LuPone mentions vampires. So I was like, yeah, maybe we'll finally get that fucking Blade movie.
Wesley Snipes already said there was only one Blade.
Yeah, I know.
There'll
Yeah.
only be one
It
Blade.
seems
so.
like that may be true at this point.
I want to touch real quick on two scenes that I felt like there's a lot of paying homage to older movies, it feels like, in this series,
Mm.
which I find pretty cool. A lot of obvious like Wizard of Oz stuff going on, but specifically in this episode, we get a Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade reference with Teen having a wound in his stomach. It was a piece of glass. They pulled it out. Jennifer Kale goes and does a spell on some water and then pours it on there, and his wound is healed, quite like Indiana Jones's dad in The Last Crusade, very end of the movie.
Yeah.
And then they're sitting around a campfire and they're doing, trading war stories, scar stories or whatever. And they're all pointing at scars and stuff like that and talking about, where they got them from. And that's very much like Jaws.
Mm. Okay.
Where they're sitting on the boat and they're looking at the men are looking at each other's scars and stuff like that and telling stories about how they got them. And by the way, Agatha mentions the Daughters of Liberty, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually a Marvel thing. Like that's in Marvel comic books, the Daughters of Liberty. And it's like Sue Storm and some other characters, like some other big name characters that are part of that group of people.
Superhero.
Was she a lover of Thanos?
Who? Agatha?
Rio Vidal, whatever her name is.
Maybe.
Rio Vidal is not a character in the comic books.
Oh, not who the heck? All right, I'm out.
Jeremy's
I'm done.
He's just Googling at this point.
Who are we talking about? What's the Green Witch?
Agatha's not a lover of Thanos. No.
No. I hate you all. The Green Witch lady. That's who we were talking about.
Sharon?
Who she? Who? Oh, you what?
You really are the most devious bastard in New York City.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. You're very warm. I'll just say that. You're very warm. That's all I'm
But
gonna
one
say.
of those entities, like eternity, death, all those whatever.
You're very warm. You're very warm. We'll just say that.
Eternity, infinity, or infinity. I apologize. Infinity.
Yeah, entropy and death.
Yeah, so
The
not
four.
one of those.
It's not one
We're
of those.
close to that.
Maybe she is one of those. We'll just say that. That's all I'm
But
saying.
Thor was the hated movie. Was that the one you were talking about?
Which one?
Love and Thunder.
Yes.
Basically, the last two Thors sucked, but
Ragnarok sucked.
that was the second.
No, Ragnarok was the third, and Love and Thunder was the fourth.
Yeah,
Ragnarok's pretty
Oh, yeah, that's
loved.
right.
Everybody
Yeah,
seems to like that.
I was about to fight Jeremy. I was like, what are you talking
No.
about? Ragnarok is fucking amazing.
yeah. Okay, we can move on. I was getting there.
By getting there, he Googled.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know. I figured.
Which is why we fucked with you. That's it as far as this like there really wasn't a whole lot. I think that Jennifer Kale is making I think they're going to keep her. I think after this series is done and over with, I would not be surprised if Jennifer Kale stuck around
Really?
and did more stuff. I would love to see her stick around. I like what the actress is doing with that character, and I could just definitely see that character sticking around.
Okay,
So
cool.
she's been the most valuable one out of all of them, honestly,
That is true.
throughout this entire show so far. Like, and she's on a quest to get her powers back. Like,
Mhm.
Alice cares nothing about having powers. Lila's doing her own thing, but she's fine being a psychic. Like, and then Rio, once that character's fleshed out, I think we'll have a whole nother thing that she's gonna. I think she's gonna stick around as well, but she's gonna have her own other things going on.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Well, I don't know about Jennifer Kale, but I agree about Rio Vidal. But
Yeah.
it would be cool to have Jennifer Kale. I don't know. I'm very meh on this entire series so far. But anyway,
cool. Y'all got anything else, Dad?
no, that's it, man.
Nope.
Do you want us just to tell you, Jeremy?
No. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
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 After the series is over, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll check on you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
On to the Penguin, episode 3, entitled Bliss. This episode is all about Victor. Pretty much, we get his point of view of the floods, how it affected him. Also, Vic has 2 important choices to make. Will he make the right ones? Also, we get Sophia and Oz introduce Gotham's next fix, Bliss. What were y'all's whelmings on this?
I'm pleasantly whelmed. I'm still been enjoying this series, even like doing with kind of Vic's little backstory there. I thought that was pretty cool for them to kind of put that perspective of somebody that was actually in there, like dealing with that whenever that was happening. It took me a second to kind of realize that was a flashback to his before all that. Because like whenever first, you don't really get anything saying, like, it just kind of goes into it with him coming home to his family, and I'm like, oh crap, like this.
There are some hints. Sorry, Jerry. There are some
Was
hints.
there?
Yeah, there's like a flyer talking about electing the new mayor,
Yeah.
and then they talk about one of the mayors got assassinated, which is what Riddler did in
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, continue.
Yeah, well, obviously I'd overlook those, but which is not surprising. But yeah, I really liked seeing it actually happen to somebody. Obviously it's traumatic, and you get that in this episode, and so yeah, I've really been enjoying the series so far.
Awesome. Richard?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm overly whelmed. Like I've been holding back, like much like the whatever the dam in this episode breaking. This is my overly whelming, busting and flooding, because like this is so far my favorite episode. Like I caught myself literally at one point watching this and going, like, there's a moment in this episode where I was like, oh no, like I verbally yelled that out. And anyway, yeah, it's just fantastic. I'm digging this show so much.
Yeah.
I agree. The Penguin is steadily delivering every single week, even when I think, this is going to be the week, it's going to suck, it's going to be a drag episode, whatever the case is. And like, I don't know what it is, but they know exactly what they're doing, it seems like so far. I am pleasantly whelmed with this episode. It's freaking heartbreaking watching this episode. Like just seeing the stuff that Vix haven't like had to have gone through.
Yeah.
And the choices that he keeps getting, like the situation he keeps getting himself into where he has to make choices that are just some really freaking tough and hard choices. And it's like, damn, dude, feel bad for him. But then it's nice. It's nice, but again, it's heartbreaking at the same time to see him progress the way he is, because it's like, yeah, he's catching on, he's doing well for himself, but it's like, bro, you're going to a life of crime. Like that's what this is.
Yeah.
So that sucks,
Yeah.
But I'm definitely pleasantly whelmed with this. I liked actually getting to see that. I think episode 3 was like a spot on episode to do something like this, where it's like, okay, we've set everything up with Penguin the first 2 episodes. We'll continue that on a little bit, but here's the other side of the coin. Here's the other side of this duo that we're dealing with. And here's Victor. And this is what's made Victor. Like I thought that was perfect and spot on.
Yeah. Agreed.
I agree.
So we find out in this episode that Vic's parents, at least I'm assuming, there's no bodies. So, and I'm known for that. So I have to throw that out there. There's no bodies, but I'm assuming Vic's parents are gone. They're dead. They got hit like with the flood. Were y'all expecting that? Were y'all expecting to see the flood?
No, I wasn't. Like I said, that was very just surreal and heart wrenching. Like just watching that and just imagine. I just hate even imagining being in that situation that he was in, seeing that coming, and it's just, oof, that was rough.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, I kind of picked up on the clues that they were giving, so I was like, oh, this is this is during the Batman, but I was like, what point is this during the Batman? And then when they were on top of the roof, like drinking and stuff, I was like, oh, they're about to blow what's that thing called? The seawall. The seawall, they're about to blow that up. And yeah, sure enough, it happens. I did not. Now, I was shocked that it was going to blow up like almost right in front of them.
Right.
And then you see like the huge wave hit the apartment of his parents. Like that was all shocking. And as like I echo what y'all say, like just totally heartbreaking, especially because the thing that's heartbreaking for me is where he grabs his phone to like call his mom.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh gosh.
Right. I say he has 2 important choices to make in this episode. And the biggest of the 2 is whether or not he leaves with his, I guess, would-be girlfriend.
Yeah.
They seem to have been boyfriend and girlfriend. And then there was something had happened. Well, the flood happened, but they've kind of distanced themselves from each other for a little bit, it seems like. And he gets the opportunity to possibly go out to California with her. And he has to make the choice of whether or not to stay and be, sidekick to Penguin or go. Do y'all think he made the right choice?
Morally, no. I mean, it's one of those like the whole speech that Penguin gave him about they're in the bathroom, basically like to be able to get ahead in this world, you have to cheat, steal, and kill, basically. And it's one of those like, if you look at it in that kind of perspective, they're like I can see where some people can think that, and he's wanting that, like all the money, all the girls, all the housing, all that kind of stuff, whatever. And it's easy to get trapped up in that. I think he, for the sake of this story, he made the right choice. But if I wouldn't have. I think he probably should have just went ahead and hadn't gone. But at the same time, like you do wonder still. I bet he'd probably still have in the back of his mind just if Penguin would ever come find him, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I specifically wrote a note down that says, "Listen to your girlfriend, Vic. She is right." And I also wrote when he was like, "Go buy me a ticket." I was like, "Oh, he's so fucking dead. He's so fucking dead." I was really expecting him to die at the end of this episode. I was like, he's so fucking dead. Yeah, I think he's making a terrible decision, but that's just me.
Does this change the way that y'all think Penguin views Victor? We had this conversation last episode of like Penguin just wants him there as a flunky and stuff like that. Like he really doesn't care about Vic and all this other kind of jazz. Does this episode change your opinion on that view?
I think it does a little. I mean, I don't know. I think he still has him there. Obviously, I still think Penguin is Penguin, where he's just, if he needs to get rid of the kid, he's gone. It doesn't matter. But at the same time, I think he is almost kind of trying to mentor him a little bit. Seems like he has a little bit of a soft spot for Vic, maybe, and at least that's the way they are trying to. I feel like that's the way that they're trying to kind of portray it. That he's got a little bit of a spot for Vic, so maybe he's not in that much danger, kind of thing. But like I said, I still think and believe that Penguin is Penguin, and if he needs a way out, Vic is gone.
Right. Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to bring that up as well. My note here is, man, they are making Oz into such a complicated character. Because I fucking love both the scenes where they're eating at that like fancy restaurant, and he's telling Vic about like, like take up space, you gotta really stand up for yourself kind of stuff. And then the scene in the bathroom. And at the same time, I'm so like, they're just making him like super complicated because like at one point I'm like, he absolutely is manipulating Vic. And the reason I cite this as evidence, we learn in the episode that he apparently was the driver for Sophia, and maybe him and Sophia like were in love or something like that. Cause he talks about like how like he betrayed her and stuff like that. And she's all like, I don't know if I can trust you. And then he says, well, let me show you. And then 2 seconds later, he's in the car and he's like, fucking leave her. So I don't know what to believe at this point. And I think that's fantastic as a story element.
Yeah.
And my gut is telling me to not trust Oz at all. But like there were shots where like he's like almost crying at the bar when he's just drinking by himself.
Yeah.
But I think that's like, I don't know. I think he just thinks like, oh, I've lost like a person to make me feel better. I don't know. It's super complicated. I'm digging it. Right now, I'm still going to stick to my guns and say, because I got a feeling like Vic's going to die at the end of this. I really do. I think that's going to be the tragic moment of all this. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with my guns right now. But I do get what you're saying. Like he does like get super emotional over Vic.
Well, so like not only does he get super emotional over Vic, but the fact that he does have that stutter.
Yeah.
And Oz has noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, when he's giving him advice of like take up space, like you were mentioning that, take up space. It's almost like it was something that he had to teach himself. So you had that aspect of it. Then like in the bathroom, he's like, go. He's just telling him to go. When like he could probably pop him right there in that bathroom, walk out, and it'd be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Be like, oh, it must have been somebody from the trial. Like he's told so many lies and stuff like that. Like he could just blame it on somebody else and be like, it must have been somebody else trying to sit there and get our drugs or whatever. I'm glad I was in there and was able to, sit there and fight the guy off or whatever the case. You know what I mean? Just something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like my gut definitely tells me don't trust Penguin. Everybody that comes into contact with Penguin says you can't be trusted. Like everybody says it.
And he backstabs everybody.
But if he wanted to get rid of him, like, it'd be so easy. Like, I feel like Penguin is, for lack of better words, grooming him to be his right hand man.
Yeah. No, I know.
Like
grooming didn't mean he was a pedophile. Grooming still means.
No, I know. But like, I also don't think it. I think it goes a step like
mentoring him. Well, that's what I was saying.
Yes.
I mean, that's what I was saying from the
Yes.
beginning. Is this is like an evil version of Batman and Robin? Like, this is Batman
Yes.
taking on Robin and mentoring him to become, his ward and be the dynamic duo. This is like the dastardly duo, if you will. I don't know.
No, that's the perfect word, mentoring. That's what I was looking for. But and the reason I say, the reason in my mind or whatever, is not even like a sick pedophilia thing or whatever,
Right.
as far as the grooming part of it. But like, when I think of grooming, I think you're bringing somebody up just to use them. Like,
Yeah.
just
Oh, okay.
strictly to use them and throw them away kind of thing. Whereas mentoring, in my opinion, is like investing into somebody, like, for them to benefit you and be useful.
Yeah. I mean,
So
both kind of mean the same thing, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
I feel like mentoring has more respect. And that's where I think I'm going with it, is that I think Penguin has a little respect for Victor. Whereas if he was grooming him, it had no respect for him at all.
Yeah. I think he wants Victor to like have respect for himself. Because again, I think
Totally,
I think he
yes.
sees a little bit of himself in Vic, and when Vic doesn't stand up
Totally.
for himself, it's almost like you're insulting me by not standing up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I love that he gets on to the waiter for interrupt, like basically finishing Victor's sentence for him. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
he's like, no, you stand there and tell them what you want.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And again, like whenever he talks about the salary, like he's like, you make like certain of what your value is, and put yourself out there for it.
I love that you brought that up, because I forgot about that when he told the waiter, don't do that.
Yeah.
And he didn't immediately get on to Vic
Right.
and like embarrassed Vic in front of
Yeah.
the waiter. He got onto the waiter. Like, and that's where I feel like where that whole respect factor comes in at with Victor anyways, where he's like, he's actually trying to mentor him. He's actually trying to teach him at that point in time. So he doesn't disrespect Victor in front of the waiter, but vice versa, the waiter in front of Victor.
He also, in the previous episode, it's nothing to do with Vic. It's just Penguin in general. When he's like when he's waddling across the street to get to the funeral, a car like goes to stop to let him pass, and he's like, "No, you fucking go! Like, I don't need your charity," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's like a trait with him. He doesn't want to be looked down upon just because he has like a deformity, if you will.
Right. But I like that he's passing that. He's taking the time to pass that on to Victor, though, too.
Right. Yeah.
So like, I like that, where he's taking his time and his effort to help Victor. Like you were saying earlier, have Victor have respect for himself.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then I love the salary scene as well that you're talking about, Jeremy, because he sits there and he's like $1,000 a week, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh well, I want, and he's like, you just tell me what you want, and we'll go from there. He's like, oh well, I want $2,000 a week. He's like, ha, I like that, but no. Like, I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah, no, it was great. There was a lot of funny, intentionally funny scenes. Real quick though, about the salary, I thought that was quick thinking with him using that money to basically bribe the cop.
Right?
That was
Yeah.
the scene that I was like, when the cop pulled up, I was like, oh no! I was like, what are they gonna do? Like this episode hooked me, man. But yeah, some of the funny scenes, I love when Sophia shows up to the apartment and Penguin's got to take the call with Maroni, and he's like, bring Sophia in and just stall her. He's like, well, what if she asks me, questions or whatever? And he says something about like, well, just tell her you had in killing both her brother and her, like security guard, and see what happens.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of funny instances in this show. I love how they're bringing the humor in there too. Like it's not forced at all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I did not peg, you mentioned it earlier, Richard. I did not peg Penguin being Sophia's driver. That's weird that Penguin hasn't mentioned that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think so. Hear me out. Here's my whole theory. I'm just going to go into this real quick. I think
Okay.
the story of Pinchy that he told in last week's episode to Vic, that is actually just Sophia, and what he did. I'm now thinking Sophia is not the hangman because she keeps saying, "I'm not the hangman. I'm not the hangman." If you'll remember, Carmine Falcone loved to strangle hookers. I think Penguin helped Carmine cover that up, and then either someone figured that out or she Sophia figured it out, and they just put the blame on her, and he sent her to Arkham to cover up all that. I seriously think that's what it's going to be, the twist there. But yeah, I was shocked to hear all that in this episode. That was most of my notes was like, whoa, what does this mean? What does that mean? And then as the episode keeps going on, I'm like, oh, okay. So I seriously think that's what's going to be revealed. Maybe next week's episode.
Oz seriously does not like being demoted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he is
Yeah.
and Sophia constantly, it seems like, reminding him of that, of him being demoted is you can tell that junk is getting to him bad.
Yeah. When Vidi is when they come in on Vidi having sex with Luca's wife or whatever, and he's all talking about we keep you're fun at poker games, but everyone knows that you're just a whatever freak or an entertainment, and he chokes Vidi with the cell phone. I was my note was literally there's the Penguin. I've been waiting for a moment of where's kind of comic book Penguin, and I'm there he is. That's him. The untapped rage sort of stuff with him. And anyway, yeah, it's a sore spot for him for sure.
Right. Since we're on that, do y'all think he's played? Don't get me wrong, he's still got the pictures and stuff like that, so he definitely can use this again. But do y'all think he's played the VD card too soon?
I don't know. I mean, I think he was obviously forced to play that one a little bit earlier than what he originally planned on. But
well, he originally planned on playing it last episode, but wound up getting the bodyguard to take the fall for it.
Yeah, true. So yeah, I think it's just something he's trying. Obviously, like what we had talked about before, where he's been pretty good about kind of thinking on his feet and kind of getting out of these situations or whatever. So it's just one of those that I think he's just going to have to kind of roll with the punches on it. Of course, now I don't know where he's going to be set up after the end of this episode.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of. Like he says at the end, they're in it now, so he's got a lot to get out of.
Yeah.
I have no when the Maronis show up, I was like, oh shit, and we don't get to see what they're talking about. We just see from Vic's perspective of Sophia and Penguin on their knees, and I don't know that character's name, but the Maroni that's the wife or something of the mob, are talking, and I'm is she just spilling the entire beans to Sophia? And anyway, it's making me nervous.
Yeah, I know. I just, whenever that happened, I didn't expect that at all. I was they were just standing there, having the moment between Sophia and Penguin, and I just was enjoying that. And then all of a sudden they roll up, and I was like, oh crap! What the heck is about to happen here? And is his whole thing just with Sophia just done with? I mean, I thought that was this going to be the end of it, but I guess we'll find out, hopefully.
Yeah.
That was my second choice that I said that, or I was thinking that Vic had to make. Like he could have taken off at that point in time, and just that could have ended Penguin more than likely, and he could have just been free and just done.
Mm-hmm.
Just taken the car, dropped it off somewhere, whatever, and just been done. So like again, does he make the right choice?
No, he doesn't.
No.
He would have.
He just,
I can't remember. Did he have the backpack full of money at that point, or did he leave it with Oz?
He left everything with Oz. He walked out of the bathroom without.
He didn't have the money, so yeah. But he could have, like, I don't know, pawned the car or something, like, and gotten a whole bunch of money for that. Yeah, I would have. Me personally, I'd have let fucking Penguin die right then and there and been like, hey, call up his girlfriend and be like, hey, sorry, I had to run late. I'll catch the next bus and meet you there or something.
yeah.
Right. Because, from the first episode, they were going to jack his wheels.
Mm-hmm.
So like he knows a chop shop.
Yeah.
He's got to know a chop shop. He could have drove that car over there, had the whole car, key and everything.
Yeah.
Got paid off of that.
Yeah.
And then gone. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, no. And now he wrecks the car and catches a murder charge. I assume a murder charge. There ain't that dude's at least paralyzed.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
Well, that's what I was surprised about. Like he started, whenever Vic started backing away, he started shooting at the car. I was like, is that guy not dead? Like, how's he not dead? Like,
yeah. He's
definitely
he's probably dead. Like he died of like internal bleeding. Like he probably was like alive-ish and then died afterwards. But yeah, no, Vic is absolutely like he's an accessory to a murder. Like he's done all sorts of stuff now. It's very bad for him. He should get the fuck out of Gotham.
Yeah.
Because like Batman coming for him eventually.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that was another thing I was thinking of as we keep getting deeper into this. And like we're getting a gang war going on, especially now. Like now it feels like the gang war is actually really starting to take off.
Yeah.
And so I don't see I guess that Penguin's gonna have to go back to the Falcons, especially since he's like with Sophia. Or because he left her there, does he roll over to the Maroni? Like, no, I was setting her up. What are y'all talking about? Why are y'all fucking with me? Like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, how do y'all think he plays this with either side?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I have no idea either. My guess is his play is now he's going to go to Sophia pleading, but it all depends on what Sophia says. If the Maronis were like spewing about how he killed Alberto and all this stuff, then maybe I got a feeling next week we're gonna get like a flashback to like Sophia, because we saw in the trailer Sophia, like we see some scenes of her in Arkham, like wearing the full like stuff. I think we're gonna get like a episode just about her to let that like cliffhanger sort of breathe for a moment, and then we'll probably continue back on to what Penguin has planned. But yeah, I feel like in my gut, he can't go back to the Maronis because they're just like, I mean, they were itching to kill him last episode.
Right.
And they just couldn't hold it in this one. They were ready to kill him. So I feel like Sophia is his only safe play or safest play, if you will.
Now that I'm thinking about last episode, do the Maronis have the VD photos?
Yes.
Because I know he showed them. So like he didn't even have those photos anymore.
No, yeah. Unless he made copies, but yeah.
Yeah.
He had it in his jacket pocket because they were gonna like stab him, and he was like, whoa, hey. He's like, my pocket. My jacket pocket. And then they like pick the envelope out and they look at it, and then she keeps them.
Okay.
But like VD, like, I don't know, man. It's hairy for Oz right now. Like, because VD now knows that they're trying to like undermine Luca, the head of the family.
Right.
So like it's super interesting. That's why I'm just like fucking like I'm just so fucking hyped for the show.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, y'all got anything else for this episode?
I actually do. I didn't know if you picked up on it, Michael. It's not like the most like popular character, but we got an actual Batman villain, a very recent Batman villain. When it's revealed that the bliss is made by mushrooms. The doctor that's like growing the mushrooms is known as Mr. Bloom.
Oh,
And that
shit.
is or Doctor, I think he's called Dr. Bloom in the show, but in the comic he is known as Mr. Bloom,
right.
which is a Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo creation
Yeah.
during the whole like Bat Chappie. I don't know if you know, like when Gordon was Batman, it was during all that era.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was towards the end of that New 52 run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I did not catch the Mr. Bloom reference.
Mhm.
That's cool. I did not catch that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I love when he's talking with Oz and he's using like technical lingo and he says something about them being basidiospores and he's like, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Yes.
But yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's it. My biggest thing was just my theory on what happened to Sophia, which we already talked about. The last thing I like is just the end credits. They use "Me and the Devil" by Gil Scott Heron. Anyway, I just thought it was a perfect like end credit song for what Vic is going through right now.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know. This show's so fucking good.
It is good. It is very good. Very good. Jeremy, you got anything?
No, I think I'm good right now.
Cool.
You still think about Rio?
Well, I was about to say, like, did they get a Green Witch reference in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, I believe the plan next week is to sit there and record and do our Halloween episode. So y'all come back for that. We're going to be doing a review of Robert Kirkman's Marvel Zombies. So you have a little bit of time to sit there and read that. Didn't take me long. So I imagine you'll be all right as well, getting it knocked out and enjoying that with us. In the meantime, Jeremy, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. That's Night with a K, and you can find me here. And I attempted to play it, but there was kids running around, and I couldn't pay attention, so I couldn't hear the story.
Shame!
So it's like, never mind.
Shame!
Because it's not one that you can like.
Shame!
It's not one that you can just sit there and play and not pay attention to. Like, you got to actually know the storyline behind it. So
I was hoping you would get like at least one less shame bell on that one.
There's
Like,
no mercy.
because you at least
Shame.
made the attempt. I don't know if that's for you or me. I'll take that one.
No, it's for Jeremy.
Made it even worse that I tried and just failed.
Yep.
Right. Oh,
Michael, what about you?
I am on chapter 12 now. I got some gameplay in today. So yay! I think I got like what was it? 12, 13, 14, 15. So 5 chapters left.
Nice.
So, I think
Shame,
it's
Jeremy,
16
shame. You get another shame for that. I'm just gonna get my
That's
wife
funny.
to play this. This is the only way to get him to play it.
Well, yeah. I thought about it. I was like, man, I need to play this so I gotta catch up to Michael. So
Richard, where can they find you at?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter and Instagram, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day and night, and curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X.
Awesome. You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox@22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank y'all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed as much as we did making it. With all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.
That was incredible, kid. Jesus, we're in it now, Vic. We're in it now.